I am here to monger doom! Ah, it's the end of the world! You're on my stovetop, and I'm gonna monger some doom over bacon. Doom! Doom! It's Dune! The movie Dune! I'm gonna be a Dune monger. What's up, my friends? I'm here to mong some doom. Who's ready for some doom monging? Who's in here? What up? Frosty Drooby Sandwich, Macaroni Dragon. That's a fun name. Uh, who else is in here? Dunn, Himrod Kodak, Beasley, Julia David J. What's up? What's up? I'm here to mong some doom for y'all. Monging doom and cooking bacon. Monging that doom. What is going on here? Hold on. The stream's. Oh, okay. I see it now. Now it's working. Now it's working. All right, let's get the bacon. Let's get the bacon in the pan so we can mong some doom. We're dooming that mong along. It's the 13th. James P. That was like 2 days ago. What up, Bubbles? All right. We got some meat to slap. Well, we got to have some meat while we're monging our doom. Oh, yeah. You hear that? You hear that sound? Shing! As the blade comes out. Dun, dun, dun. All right. Maybe I'll move this back a little bit more. You guys are like tucked in. You guys are like tucked into the back corner of the stove. Because I broke my tripod, so now I got to try different angles, right? With the with this little setup instead. All right, all right, all right, all right. Do I sharpen my blades regularly? No, I don't even think about it. Figure out, Eric. It took you a while to figure out I was talking about doom mongering. I said it enough. What up, Silverus? How you doing? I mean, doom is on the agenda, right? Today's historian video is going to be discussing all of Wall Street getting knives out with Wizards of the Coast and going, cha, cha, get them, right? So right now, we are, honestly, the reason that I called this stream Doom Mongering Magic was because somebody left, this is the weird nature of who I am. Somebody left a plea where they're basically like, everything is going bad with Magic. Couldn't you just like spread some good times and like tell people to love the game and all this kind of stuff? And I'm like, I could. Or I could mong doom. Right, Pablo? Right? I could mong the doom. Like, I don't fault people who are like, yo, like, I want something more positive right now. Like, but I'm talking about what's current with Magic. And currently, Tings is bad. Tings is bad. So I got to mong the doom because people don't know that you got to let out the bad blood, apparently. And they're seeing it everywhere, right? Like, people are going, it's everywhere right now. Like, there's so many people saying negative things about Magic and Wizards. And it's like, that's because it's being horribly misguided. Like, imagine if instead of my live streams, I made like breakfast, and like while I was making breakfast, I was also like punching children in the ribs, just bam, and you could hear their ribs cracking and stuff. And like you guys were like, oh, whoa, 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 dude, what are you doing? This is insane. And so then the word starts to spread, and more people are like, yo, like let's take Hatcher and fire him into the sun because that guy spends his time punching kids in the rib cage. And then other people came along and are like, yo, well, can't you guys just say something positive about Hatcher? I'm a Hatcher fan. I love Hatcher. I just want to have a good time. But he's punching kids in the ribs, bro. Look, my personal needs exceed what's going on with you. So I don't need to hear that, right? So, I mean, I get it that some people need to be away from that stuff, but coming to me and imploring me to just shift gears doesn't fix Magic, all right? I know I'm the Magic historian, but I can't change Magic's history. I can only document it, and it really does feel dark right now, so documenting it sounds right to me. It's a wild time. It's a wild time. And for me, I'm just trying to stay chill and have a good time. So you can see that while the world of Magic is on fire and I am genuinely concerned, I still try and keep it light. I still try and have fun. This is supposed to be cathartic and entertaining, not like if we're gonna get that serious about Magic, where we got to put on Papa Roach and be like, "Cut my life into pieces. Magic is so bad. I can't live now. Everything sucks." It's just your hobby. It's just a game, son. Why you guys to be mad? It's just a game, right? So that's it. Enjoy the game. Have a good time. I still am. I'm happily collecting the Brothers' War in the midst of all this chaos. I wish that around me things were calmer, but I know how to find my own enjoyment. I know how to have a good time. So, do I think that major media coverage will actually lead to changes at Wizards of the Coast? I mean, there has to be at least a quick knee-jerk reaction to what's happened already, simply because you have a situation where it's like, it's public now. It's one thing to have somebody like me just blabbering away on a little side YouTube channel. And then it's another scenario to have like straight up like underneath it all, Wizards of the Coast is beholden to Hasbro, and Hasbro is beholden to the shareholders. So the real truth is Wizards of the Coast's customers are actually Hasbro's shareholders. They're the only ones who matter. It doesn't matter what Wizards of the Coast does to us as long as the money flow, the spice has to flow. So as long as we're converted into spice and fed up the chain, everything's good, because this works like the mafia does. If you guys don't know, corporate America works like a gigantic mafia, where essentially you've got Hasbro at the top. David J says 69 plus 2 fingers. Oh, that's 4. Plus 2 fingers. Thanks for the super chat, buddy. I declare you Lord of the Cabinet. It's not going to be recognized with words, but just know that right now you're Lord of this right here, bro. You did it. You did it. So it works like a mafia. Hasbro is at the top. They're the Dawn. They're just going like, we gotta get that money. But the thing is, the Hasbro has to pay off the other. Like, they need money to keep the whole criminal organization running. Like, they gotta pay off the cops. They gotta do all this stuff. So they need their money. Money has to flow all the way up to the top at Hasbro. So Wizards of the Coast has to always be handing up the cash, or heads will roll. That's how it works, man. It's not like Hasbro's dictate isn't, yo, make this game healthy, make this game work. Hasbro's dictate is X dollars head up or your heads go down, boys. That's it. So everybody's job is dependent on line goes up. Like, imagine a room where everyone's just staring at a line. And if the line goes up, they're hooting and hollering and slapping the walls and banging, no matter what the reason is. No matter what the reason is. If your legs were being pulled out of your body and used to make special like toothpicks for Magic players, and Hasbro's making a profit off that, they'd be slapping like circus seals for it. So there's no morality and there's no humanity at the upper corporate levels. It's you get the money and you send it upwards, because Hasbro has actually the same deal where it's like their money has to go to the shareholders or heads will roll at Hasbro. So there's always a, we're going to fire you mentality if you don't get the money, which means lie to the customers, grift to the customers, make terrible products. None of it matters. It's like if I ran my YouTube channel and was like, it doesn't matter what I say to you guys, it doesn't matter what I do to you, as long as I get super chats, the words coming out of my mouth don't matter. All that matters is that money's like serious. All I care about is super chats. That's Wizards of the Coast. They don't care about you. They care about your money. Now, lower level employees at Wizards of the Coast care about you guys. They care about making a good game for you, but they got no power. They got no influence. They got no ability. Even Rosewater doesn't. People think yelling at Rosewater will do something. The sad news is Rosewater is also just a mouthpiece for the company. He gets to do the job he wants to do. He takes a bunch of beating PR-wise, but ultimately he has no power. Sulphurous, can I be Lord of Breakfast for $10? Oh yeah, I'm Wizards of the Coast. You're Lord of Breakfast, bro. You're Lord of Breakfast unless somebody pays more for it, because Wizards of the Coast rules. Cash rules everything around me. So the money has to flow upwards because Hasbro has to have enough money for the shareholders to get paid. Because if the shareholders don't get paid, that's doomsday. That's doomsday. So that's the scenario we're looking at. We're watching the share price go whoop, 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 whoop. It's like the opposite of the old Price is Right little mountaineer guy. I loved it when I was sick and I stayed home for the day and I could watch the Price is Right with the if you know like why you like to use the big spinning wheel for Friday streams, have the Plinko and stuff, it all traces back to the Price is Right. We even have the Price is Right with the board concept, man. Bob Barker, more of an influence than you'd ever think. So Wizards of the Coast needs to kick money up to Hasbro because Hasbro's share prices need to stay up. Hasbro share prices have tanked by like 40-45%, something like that. Like we're talking they've almost halved the value of the shares, which is a nightmare, right? It's a nightmare situation from the perspective of the people at the top, where they go, okay, this is not good. Our share price is dropping. Shareholders are going to flee. They want to sell it all off, right? So you have this scenario where basically what's going down is they're saying like, you've got it to the point where things are so awful that massive reputable organizations that people actually respect are saying all the things that are going wrong with Wizards. And those are like, no, shareholders aren't listening to people like me. People who are super entrenched in Magic are listening to me, right? Like, it's like, yeah, I'm the voice of the people. I'm the voice of the player. I'm the voice of the guy who just wants to own Magic cards and not get fucked in the butt by Wizards of the Coast. I just don't want to get them cheeks spread, right? So I'm not really Wizards of the Coast customer. The real customers are Hasbro shareholders. Hasbro shareholders are going to listen to Bank of America, already have. They've already started to stampede. Let's get out of here, son. Run away. And so that's what they've done, right? They're starting to bail even more now when they were already bailing. So things are getting grim and it's knives out because they're basically saying, yo, here's the thing, guys. Hasbro is really leaning on Magic and they're saying a lot of their money's going to come from Magic. And when you look at what they're doing with Magic, it ain't sustainable. It ain't going to pull down the numbers. It's all ridiculous nonsense. So that's the reality of it right now. It's a pretty wild scenario. Like, let's be clear about this is the end of Magic. I just mean we're in a big fucking downturn. Magic isn't going to collapse to zero like some people want to, think it is going to now. The people who want to cheer over the corpse of Magic, you're not going to get what you fully want, right? Magic's still going to be around. We're still going to be playing it. But Wizards is going to get savaged for a while financially, and they're going to have to scramble to do course correcting. And the real question is, can they even do the proper kind of course correcting? Because up until the last couple of years, they did the whole plant a tree, harvest a tree way with Magic. But then in the last few years, they went, actually, Magic doesn't work like that. Magic isn't organic. It's not the growth of trees. It's straight up, cards are just expensive because we make them expensive. And then they just start making more and more plastic trees and just go, boom, here's a fake plastic tree. Boom, here's a fake plastic tree. Instead of growing a sapling to a full-size tree. And then as they're gasping, going, why can't I breathe? It's like because plastic trees don't make oxygen. You're cutting off your own lifeblood and pretending you're not. Instead of growing new trees and going, hey, shareholders, check it out. We keep growing new trees. We're responsible stewards of the forest. We'll keep this going for eternity. They go, look, the forest has more trees than ever. Quick, get some more plastic trees out there. We're extending the forest by 50% over the next 3 years. And it's just like, profit, like, that's what they're doing, bro. They're just like, it's ripping a plant out of the ground. Why isn't this growing? Why isn't this growing? I don't feed my dog anymore. Why can't he walk? You know, like, I was like, bro, the money I'm saving on not feeding my dog, like, I didn't feed my dog for like a meal and he was fine. And I didn't feed him for like 2 meals and he seemed fine. And like maybe, after 3 meals, he seemed a little annoyed, but like, whatever. That's enough evidence. It can go on like this forever. Stop feeding the dog. Like that. Wizards is insane. There's so much money to be had from this game, clearly. And there's a level they could do it at where they could just constantly, forever, just zoom, 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 zoom. But what are you going to do now? How do you fix it now? Seriously, how do you fix it now? I'm asking because I don't have the answer. There is no fixing it. This is one of those grim things in life. You know, it's like when you watch, what was that movie? Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, right? Silverus says, ideal, let's all buy Hasbro stock so they have to listen to us. Genius! Yeah, except, like, I feel you. You go, hey, get some stock and go in. They're not going to, like, it matters what the overall stockholders want. Like, imagine you got a YouTube channel and 5 people come by out of, like, 4 or 5% of your audience at most comes by and is like, I want this. And 95% of them don't. You're going to just ignore that 5%. You're just going to tell them, shut up, right? Or just tune them out and go, yes, I hear your concerns. And then just ignore them. So you can't have enough weight to matter. And the bleak, yeah, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, man. When I saw that, I was accustomed to the North American concept of, there's always a happy ending. You can always win. That's not true. That's not reality. So at the end of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, when Buddy gets poisoned and then the chick races off to get the antidote to the poison and she comes back and she's not in time, my brain's like, you can't do that. You're not allowed to do that. He's dead? But no, you're going to do the crying over him and he's going to come back. No, he's not coming back. And then she leaps off a bridge and you're like, what? This is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Are you allowed to do an ending like this where it's not just happy? And then I got hooked on checking out a bunch of that stuff where it's just like, oh, wow, okay, you're not guaranteed to win. It's way more gripping. A lot of the time, it goes poorly, right? So it's just the whole, like, there's going to be a happy ending thing here. What do you guys, like, I can't be naive here. I can't go, well, there's a way where you can just go, hey, if the right people get in charge, who are the right people? Who's going to buy Wizards of the Coast for any purpose other than making money? And why would Hasbro let go of it? People are like, why don't they split it up? Because it's the only thing they have left. They're clinging to it for dear life. The people are like, why don't Hasbro get rid of Wizards of the Coast? Think about it this way. Hasbro is a drowning man. Wizards of the Coast is the life preserver that they're clinging to in the middle of the ocean. And you're there going, hey, why don't you get rid of that life preserver? Push the life preserver away. Do you think they're going to listen? They're going to go like this? No. Actually, they're going to be like this because they're all crumped around. Shut up, idiot! So that's not what's going to happen. This is a life preserver. Hasbro's corpse is clinging to it. Going, we need money. Oh God, we need money. Things are getting grim, friends. They're getting grim. So they're not gonna get rid of Wizards of the Coast, right? The only way Wizards of the Coast is going anywhere is if there's enough money to muscle in and take it. And do you know what happens when somebody muscles in and takes it? They don't go, how do we we need to slow down production. The first thing we need to do with this new acquisition is slow down production and spend money on development because that's how we recover our costs. Oh no, what do? Sell it all. Get as much as we can. We have no attachment to this. This means nothing to us and it must immediately start to return on our investment. It's like you're selling, take the company from a wolf and give it to a hungrier wolf. That's what it's going to be. There's not a better steward for the game out there because there's no such thing in corporate America at that level, friends. The fucking sad truth is, if you want a game where you can have influence and control and not have it just be this corporate cash mongering gank bag, it has to be a small game. And the more it grows, the more it goes. So I got bad news for people who are all happy about other card games as well. They were like, come to this game. They don't blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Yet. Give it time. Give it time. They all fucking will. They all will. That's the inevitability. That's the gross, disgusting truth of the corporate structure. It works in a way where people who don't care about what you care about will be put in charge of the most important decisions about what you care about. That's the deal, man. That's the deal. That's just the way it's going to go. So people will say to me, come check out Medicine. come check out Flesh and Blood, come check out Sorcery. And I'm like, I'm glad you enjoy these games. I'm glad you think they're dope. Enjoy them while they're small. Have a good time with them. But don't think to yourself that if they get to the size of Wizards of the Coast or whatever, that they will still be on your side and be your friend. It's a company. It will always be a company. The smaller the company, the better. Like family level companies, the best, right? Like if you want a game that you can get in on and you don't have to worry there's a bunch of crazy corporate grossness going on and all kinds of like insane stuff, check out Genesis. Genesis is tiny, but they've managed to survive for 5 years, right? That is incredibly difficult for a card game to do. So they've managed to build an established player base, but it's not this like greedy, insane beast. But Magic can't be anything else. That's the reality. Magic can't be anything else. It's not like I like being a doom monger, but I can't be one of those people who's delusional and thinks, guys, if we just no, here's the only thing can happen. The money has to be choked off enough that Wizards of the Coast notices. Now, all the talk that people made of boycotts and all the talks of lawsuits that people made over the years obviously amounted to nothing. And we watched that happen time and again. But now we're seeing what I said had to actually occur for real change. I said all the people yelling boycott doesn't mean anything. Like when you're yelling, I'm boycotting you at Wizards, you're still there, you're still involved, and you're usually a very small part of the audience. Because unified boycotts are, we're acting as a unit. That's not what's happening. That is much different. See, when you act as a unit, obviously it gives you more strength, but you also operate as a unit and can be quelled as a unit. That's not what's going on. No. This is a massive exodus akin to water spilling out of a bucket with a million holes in it, right? So instead of just this, we are this one unit, Magic players are all leaving individually. Like, I don't even care about what anybody else is doing. This is a personal choice. This isn't to send a message to you, Wizards. It's not about sending a message, because sending a message is about trying to get improvement from you. A boycott is about trying to get improvement. But this is straight up abandonment. This is, I don't give a fuck what happens to your game because I don't play it anymore. That's it. Do you know what I mean? Your game means the same to Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon to me now. Absolutely nothing. That's a million times worse than people boycotting and demanding change. And that is specifically what is required to make change happen at Wizards. And change is inevitable now. Getting scorched by the fucking Bank of America on top of all these flagging numbers, it's impossible that this won't have some sort of effect, right? The question is, does it cause a negative or a positive effect? Is a question too. You got a situation where like the knee-jerk reaction can be to push harder to get more money for the short term, meet your quarterlies because you're leaving the company. The people who work at these corporations, like it's like when you're going to college. You're only going to be at college for 2 or 3 years. Do you really care? Like at the beginning? Yeah, maybe you care a little bit more about making a good impression. Last 3 months, do you give a shit? Last month, do you give a shit? Now, all you care about is what you're taking with you to the next place. That's corporate America, friends. So the people who are deciding to drill holes in the boat won't be here when the water's filling the boat. So it's real easy to decide, yo, yeah, let's bore some holes in the boat. Who cares, man? I won't be here. That's the deal. They don't care. The people in charge actively don't care. Line go up or you go to hell. That's the deal. We are not the customer. So there's some people who think if we just think positively enough, that'll do it or whatever. Or if I just make some positive videos, like it's garbo, man. It's garbo. So whatever. I'm looking forward to when we get past this fucking like bloodletting and we can like get some kind of course correction and enjoy ourselves more. Because underlying it, I'm still enjoying Magic. If I wasn't, I would just leave. Do you know what I mean? Like if I was totally unhappy, I would just fucking bounce out of the game. But whatever. There's some people who come along and insist, like, look, man, you can't have these opinions. You got to shut up and go. It's like, you're the one who controls where you're here. You can stop all this with 2 clicks. So can't listen to anybody who wants me to stop talking about the negative stuff. Doesn't make any sense. You can choose to go elsewhere and find your positivity elsewhere. So I'm going to continue to enjoy this cathartic bloodletting, because Wizards deserves it, man. I've been in the game for a long time. I've watched it all, and it ain't one of those situations where I'm like, I want Wizards to get better, but I also want them to get what they have coming. They deserve a lot of yelling. They deserve a financial drubbing. They deserve everything they have coming because they've been incredibly arrogant in every respect, right? Everywhere. Arena, all of it. So, I mean, 30th anniversary hasn't been a celebration of the players. It's been a celebration of how much money they can bilk us for, right? So, you cannot fault players, a bunch of them, for just being like, I'm done. Whatever, man. But there are some people legit who come along. Like the most amazing one in recent times was the guy, and it helped to put it in perspective because I didn't realize people were this like insane about it. But it's basically like, you have to delete this video. When people talk negatively about my game, it's cringe and they have to get out of my game. And it's like, it doesn't work that way, buddy. It doesn't work that way. Like, this is my game. We can both play that, right? This is my game. I've been around longer than you. I can guarantee it. Just from your infantile reaction, I can guarantee it. So, yeah, if we're going to play It's a My Game Gatekeeper, well, then you don't even get to be part of the conversation because I've already kicked you out. I was here back at the beginning, buddy. I was back at the beginning. You remember Legends? Did you open packs of Legends when they were on the shelves? Oh, I guess you don't get to play Magic then because Magic's mine. I decide what it is. See how that works? Everybody can have their Magic. Some people can love competitive. Some people can love Commander. Everybody can decide their level of involvement. As soon as you turn into somebody who goes, you have to march a lockstep with my opinion or get out, it's like, I don't have to do either of those. I like literally can just remove you. That's what I did. I just banned the guy instantly. Like, get out of here, man. I'm not even. I cannot tolerate this because you'll leave a comment like this on another day when I'm less calm, and I will have to tell you what an idiot you are. Like that guy who left a comment yesterday on a video that's 2 years old. This is what I'm dealing with now. Comments on videos 2 years old. All you do is make negative videos and I hate it. And it's just like, oh, okay, dude, like you're legitimately commenting on a video that's 2 years old. You're acting crazy right now and you need to stop. Like just stay off of my channels, go away. This is insanity. You are responsible for choosing what you watch and what you interact with. It's literally 2 clicks to make it stop. But instead of making it stop, you're actively watching videos that are 2 years old, right? So, like, I get people's perspective. I don't want to see negativity. No problem. Remove me. I'm gone. I also get the perspective of people who are like, yo, you used to make positive videos where you were enjoying yourself. And it's like, I still do. I've done some less frequently on the main channel, and I do them here. But if your demand is that I make positive videos for you to enjoy, sorry, I'm going to make the content that I want. I get that you feel that way, but here's the thing. Your feelings don't actually matter to me when it comes to changing what I have to do. If it means that I have to make a single change, I don't give a fuck about how you feel. Did I make other videos that you enjoyed in the past? Excellent. I'm glad to hear it. Now you owe me a thank you for that. That's how that works. If I did a bunch of stuff that you like, and now I'm doing stuff that you don't like, you owe me a thank you for what I did. And you can say, I really appreciate what you did. And now I'm leaving because I don't like that. And I'm like, I can respect that. That's an adult perspective. But if your perspective is, you did this and now you owe me, I don't owe you anything, like at all. Not a thing. If I've made videos you enjoy, excellent, excellent. I love to entertain people. But it's completely illogical to think that because I've done something in the past, that I now owe you a particular type of content or whatever. Go watch those videos that I made that you liked. They're still there. They're still there. I don't have to make stuff for you for the rest of my life because I made something that you liked. It's wild. It's like, hey, I used to be a baker and you made cakes and baked cakes and stuff, and I really like that. And it's like, cool. And now I make steaks and do this. And it's like, no, I don't want steak. No. Like, you used to make cakes. You have to make cake for me for the rest of my life. Also, you have to do it for free. Oh, sure. Let me get on that. You don't sound entitled as hell, and I definitely want you around because you have a balanced perspective. But please, tell me more about how I need to do stuff specifically for you, right? I mean, whatever. It tends to swing like a pendulum. When things are bad with Magic, then there's more bad things going on. But I like to be hyped. I like to have a good time. If you watch the video that I just did on the bundle opening, I had a great time opening it, but I made sure to call Wizards greedy in the title because I knew way more people would come and watch it than if I just made a video saying I'm enjoying myself with Magic. Because here's a dirty little secret about a bunch of the people who actually complain about the negative content is they will actively refuse to click on the positive content. They'll see a video from me where I'm opening a bundle and saying, I'm having a good time, and they won't click on it, but they will come back to my next negative video and tell me how much they hate it. So, I mean, when you're going so far as to seek out videos that are 2 years old to tell me I'm like, that's not me, bro. That's you, son. That's you. But there'll always be complainers, right? There'll always be people who go, your channel should be exactly what I want at all moments and should fit in wavelengths with my emotions and what I want. And it's like, that's absurd. They just must not be aware of how entitled it is. You know what I mean? I can't believe that most people would act that way. I think they're just going off their gut, like infantile inner reaction where they're just like, yeah, I like this thing and I hate this, so you need to change. No, you need to change. You need to change your behavior. That's how that works. You have to actually take personal responsibility on the internet. Anybody who flares out on me, I just remove because that's me taking responsibility for my environment. If I find you to be a negative or nuisance influence, I will immediately remove you because why would I do anything else? Life is so short. Life is incredibly short and you don't know when it's going to end. And I'm going to waste my time on people who are that inconsiderate? Not a chance, man. Not a chance. That's fine. Everybody can choose how they want to behave. And most people choose to be a good time. So it's nice. It's nice because the last thing you need on top of everything that's going wrong with Magic is people just acting up on me like it's my fault, bro. Seriously. Be an adult. It's not too much to ask. All right, so the bacon's done. Now the egg's in the pan. Eric, you saw Wayne in the summit. He's a really cool dude. Yeah, he is. And you got the signed card action. Nice. Wayne's right above you in the chat too. That's sweet, man. I'm looking forward. I'm gonna actually have a bite of this bacon now. I'm not even gonna wait for the egg. I'm hungry. Woo! Hot. Mm. Sweet little message from Carly. That's nice. She just texted me. That bacon smells good. I mean, I'd say see a doctor if you're smelling the bacon, but that seems like a good medical problem to have, honestly. When do I think Magic was at its worst? Right now. Hey, Dominion, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it, man. I just want to be able to talk to you guys like I would to anybody, like my friends. I don't want to have to be fake with you. And I'm like, I want everybody to be welcome here. And so I keep things welcoming. But as soon as you turn into somebody who's a problem, what am I supposed to do? Like, at the end of the day, I genuinely don't owe you a thing. I'm happy to entertain you, live stream. I'll make videos for you guys every fucking day. I never really want to stop. But that's just for the people who are cool, which is the majority. It's the majority. So I'm still working. I'm still on that journey, guys, where I'm trying to not ever mention the people acting up like that. And I will get to that point, right? I'm not there yet. It is one of my personal quests when it comes to this YouTube stuff. You deal with a sea of humanity, and I'll find myself in a whole bunch of different emotional states. And I tend to like always want to know what's going on with you guys. So I check the comment section frequently. Like I'm always checking different things and interacting. So if I ain't in the exact right head state, I can get triggered. Like that guy who I said, stop watching this stuff, man. The guy who like commented on something from 2 years ago. And I'm like, this is ridiculous behavior. And he's like, lol, got you triggered. And it's like, that's not the win response that you think it is. Acting like a jackass and then somebody going, you're a jackass, triggered. Is that a win? Is that how you protect yourself from ever accepting that you're actually a complete douchebag? Because I don't understand that mentality. It's got to be the ego knee-jerk. I didn't do anything wrong because you got triggered. Yeah, I got triggered by your stupidity and entitlement. Like, Somebody reacting negatively to something just by saying it's triggered doesn't mean that the reaction isn't valid or accurate, you fucking idiot. Like, you came along and acted like a dickhead. I explained to you that you were acting like a dickhead. Triggered! Okay, dunce. You know what I mean? What are you supposed to do with that? So you just have to. It's that level of stupidity that makes you just remove it. Just why did I respond? Why did I respond to this person at all to point out the level of their own idiocy? Somebody who's doing this isn't smart enough to comprehend how stupid what they're doing is, so why bother pointing it out? They're an idiot. They think acting like this is okay. So why would telling them that, like, bro, this is a 2-year-old video. I don't even look the same in it, you fucking brainless goof. So yeah, practice. I need more practice. I'll get there eventually. You guys have no idea how it is to deal with like so many fucking people every day, right? Like, my problem is if you just like you gotta walk the right line. If you just automatically assume that anything is somebody trying to fuck with you, if you don't know that it, like, if I can't tell that it's good, it's auto bad. You gotta be fucking. Then you're gonna kick a bunch of people out who don't deserve to be kicked out, and you just got like you just got a little bit of text to go on. Seriously, if you were to play the game that I play, you'd realize it could be a lot harder to tell who's on your side and who isn't, unless they're being real blatant about it. So I try and default to people being positive and give them a response if I can. And then if they just are like, ugh, then I'm like, oh, my bad. Okay, thanks for clearing that up. Oh, food, good for the spirits. So I'll offer up some more unified and coherent thoughts overall on the Bank of America and other stuff in the video that I do next for the historian. Because obviously, with these live streams, we get a lot of side tangents as my mind wanders. And then I go from complaining about wizards to complaining about people in the comments. But I'll get there. It's good. Burton, why are we mad about magic today? Are you living Groundhog Day? Do you not remember previous days or something? Come on, man. Come on. Come on, man. There's always something. The shipping date thing for the secret layers being taken away, I don't know if that's just not something that happens automatically once you hit the date. So I think that the system might automatically change that. I don't think it's wizards out there and doing that. I thought that before, but now it seems to me that it's just some kind of like programming of the secret layer website or whatever. Burton, if you heard about the Bank of America stuff, then as far as I know, oh, I mean, did you hear about the pre-release kits where they had a bunch of packs where there was 6 rares per packs, and then the commander deck where there's like, it's all just Mishra and Ashnod? So I don't know, man. There's so much that I don't know what's new to you, bro. I gotta do a whole news series just to keep the shit straight. Gustav, I play Cube. Cube is the format that Wizards can't affect at all. Legacy Wizards can muck with. They can't mess with Cube. Doesn't matter though. Just because I play a format that Wizards doesn't mess with doesn't mean I don't get annoyed over their terrible stewardship of the game. You know? This game's been a part of my life for a long time, and I like it a lot. I don't like seeing it horribly mismanaged. Well, we got something fun for the live stream tonight. We're gonna do a 5,000 subscriber live stream on this channel tonight, And I got something in the mail we're going to open up, and we'll do some other stuff too. It's going to be a fun time. I'm looking to, I'm going to do a news video on Magic this afternoon. We'll talk about that badness. And then we'll get together tonight for a hangout to just have some fun. So tonight, we're not going to spend our time bagging on Magic and all that crap, because I just want to have a good time. And as well, this is the Hatcher channel, so this channel's not dedicated to Magic. It's dedicated to whatever I want to do. So lately it's been Magic, but that could shift into other things. It will. I mean, I got Flesh and Blood to open, so we're going to be doing that. I'm going to the Genesis Championship on Saturday, so I'll be in Toronto for that. So good. Fourscore, you want to hear about the good time I had at the Brothers War Draft? For sure, man. I had an awesome time. I was annoyed because I picked Urza and I wanted to rep Urza, and then my kit had two Mishra, Tamer of Makfawa, like Mishra's Command, Mishra's Will. Like there was so much stuff named after Mishra. One card in the entire pack, Urza's Rebuff. Urza rebuffed me, so I was like, fine, I'll go over to the Phyrexians, Urza. And then I played that deck. And the first Power Stone I put on the table made me very happy. I had a lot of fun. I liked being around the people. It's nice. And then I went back on Saturday because Friday was so good. Me and my buddy had a good time. And he messaged me when I was about to text him saying, hey, you want to hit the pre-release? And I did. And we went back. And this time I got a Mishra kit, and it still had a Mishra promo in it. But I said, screw it, because I got Urza in the kit too. And I said, we're doing Urza. And I built a suboptimal deck, ignoring the better rares that I got, so I could build an Urza flavored pre-release deck. And then I had an awesome 2-3 match with a guy that I actually worked with decades ago. It just so happened that we both happened to be at the same event. And I knew his, like, I looked at his face, I'm like, that face is familiar. And then I heard his name, and I'm like, wait a minute, we worked in a call center together, like, decades ago. And he named the place because I couldn't remember. I'm like, that's the one. So, yeah, I had a good time. I had a really good time. It's another reason I want to see Magic healthy and hale, my friends. I really enjoy it. Like, no matter what Wizards does, I still want Magic cards. I still want to play. They haven't broken my spirit. They haven't crushed me. If it happens, it happens. I don't fault anybody who's just said, screw it, I'm done. Even if it's not like a broken spirit thing, they just didn't care that much about the game. Whatever. I care about Magic too much. I'll admit it. I'm one of them. Clearly. I mean, do I have to even admit it? Got a YouTube channel dedicated to it. I'm one of the better known vocal critics and news sources for Magic the Gathering. Delicious. That was so good. So yeah, I'm gonna make my notes. My thoughts have been formulating about this stuff, but I'm gonna make some specific notes on exactly what the Bank of America had to say, and then we can go over the points, because I think there may be certain aspects of it, like we're going to be coming at it from different perspectives, the player's perspective versus the financial markets perspective, because the financial markets perspective is going to be one of, how do we get this game, how do we get this company, like, line moves up, how do we get back to that, right? Whereas mine is, how do we get Magic back to the organic growth that it originally had and that built all of this? Because that's the truth. What built all of Magic was us playing and loving the game, not Wizards trying to figure out different ways to reconfigure everything. Back in the day, they used to do reprint sets. They did so many reprints that people were nauseated by them. Whiteboarded reprints, great, another core set, who cares, right? And then they went, okay, maybe people don't care that much about reprints to the same degree, because this was a different time, obviously, right? And then they switched the core sets into half new cards, half reprints, which I thought was a fun mix, right? But that was back then when reprints weren't picked based on like how much financial value can we get in the secondary market. The reprints were picked based on like what would make players excited. There wasn't this, we have to ration out the reprints. There wasn't this, these cards will only be reprinted in a higher priced product. The reprints that were selected for a product would have zero impact on the price of the product and wouldn't be picked using arcane mathematical formulas where you're studying the secondary market. So Wizards used to benefit from the secondary market while actually mostly ignoring it. Wizards has always had their eye on the secondary market to a degree because the secondary market is a lifeline of health for a card game. However, they went from like out of the corner of the eye to just staring at it like this and letting it guide everything, right? And so it's not genuine anymore. Not only are they staring at it, but they go, how do we manipulate this? How do we manipulate this? It took way too long for Bitter Blossom to get to the value that it's at. Like, we get to extract Bitter Blossom value once with this secret layer from the secondary market, but it took too long for Bitter Blossom to have this value. We need to find a way to crank this. And so they come up with Modern Horizons and the idea of Ragavan and making cards that are undeniably and unavoidably strong where you have to get them, right? And they just force them in. But they're like killing their formats, bro. They're killing the underlying stability. And like, you can't have $200 Ragavans if nobody gives a fuck about playing Modern. Nobody's going to pay $200 for a foil Ragavan if nobody gives a shit about playing Modern. And if you keep playing the games that you do and driving people away, you need people to be pretty entrenched. Do you know what I mean? Like, Magic's not gonna get by on people just buying one or two booster packs. It gets by on people fiending and getting into it for a year and a half, 2 years, and turbo loading, buying tons of Magic stuff, right? So it's what they're doing is it's totally short-sighted, and it is already coming back to bite them, man. So 2023 is going to be the wildest year in Magic's history. I'm saying it right now. It's guaranteed to be because the first part of the year is going to be guided by the insane mentality that led up to 2020, like that was basically all of 2022. And then the second half will be scrambling in response to that. So it's going to be wild. Absolutely wild. You know? I'm curious to see just how it's going to shake out. But yeah, Wizards brutalized Standard. Standard used to be so important to them that they would freak out if something was wrong with it. And then they got to the point where they just said, screw Standard, who even cares? Whatever. And now they basically turned Standard into an arena only format. And it's like, good job, guys. Good job. You took your portal. You slammed the doorway to your game. You made Standard the door into your game, and then triumphantly walked out and went, we're totally wrong. It turns out Commander is actually the gateway to the game, and we're stupid. And then they're just like looking around going, huh, well, we've been targeting Commander for a couple of years, and hey, guys, why are people going out to the stores and playing Standard, says VP from Wizards of the Coast. I have my own ideas, but maybe you guys could tell us. And then people start going, Magic's too expensive. And he goes, nuh-uh. Like, that's it. He wants to argue with people. Hey, tell me what you think, why this is happening. And then they tell him, no. Like, tell me the reasons I want to hear. Like, that. It's no good. It's no good being like this. With your fingers in your ear, hey, I want to hear what you have to say. It's ridiculous. Tidbar, you read an interesting thing from Sam Black about how much he enjoyed the summit and realized how much he wants those events in his life. Dude, being at the pre-release this weekend, like, it's like night and day. Online, people are screaming, they're mad, they're angry, they have every right to be because Wizards is screwing things up. But the pre-release was pure joy, man. Was pure joy. The only thing I heard at the pre-release that bothered me was when the guy was asking at the beginning of the pre-release, does anybody want Urza or Mishra? Does anybody care if they get a particular one? And someone was like, I don't want Urza. He's a villain. And I was over there like, what did you say? Like, I just wanted to start. It's like, he's lucky I wasn't running the pre-release because I would have lost my. I mean, what did you just say? That Urza's a villain? I will beat you. I will beat you with a sand-filled hose in front of everybody for stating. Don't give in to the stupid propaganda that's being thrown around right now. Urza is a hero. He may not make the best of choices, but Urza is decidedly a hero. You don't get to change that now and be like, no, Urza was a bad guy. No, no, he wasn't. He was not. You want to talk about triggered? That triggers me. So, but that was it. That's the pre-release. Playing with the cards, having a good time, and then getting uppity about somebody calling Urza a villain. Not my Urza. Not my Urza, son. Don't you be saying nothing bad about my Urza, son. Nah, you can get on Mishra's side. Mishra's side? He's the reason all this happened, man. He's the reason all this went down. Laid at Mishra's feet. Urza didn't show up and go, yo, I'm a bang your wife, bro. No, that was Mishra. Mishra's all like, psst, psst, psst. Hey, honey, come on. Come here. Right? And she's like, I'm going to drop my husband. And Urza's all pat. He's not the villain, man. He's not the villain. Not okay. But anyways, night and day. You play Magic in person, it's good times. Nobody's really complaining most of the time. Just having a good time, right? But Wizards of the Coast makes people feel victimized, man. Victimized. So, whatever. I will take the physical stuff where you got misguided people who know nothing about Magic lore. Are like, Urza is a villain. Yeah, no, he's totally the villain. The guy who, wait, what was his life like? That's right. He's abandoned as like a 10-year-old orphan with his brother, and then they're driven apart by fate, and like he spends his life helping people, the citizens, and all the steps that he takes are completely understandable. And then his brother gets turned into a nightmare beyond belief, and he gets forged into a god without his permission when he's just willing to sacrifice his own life to wipe out this menace. He sacrifices himself, gets fused into a god being, and then realizes, wait, this menace that took my brother away from me threatens the entire multiverse. So I'm going to make it my quest to eradicate this evil. I'm going to try and bring my brother back, but if I can't, I'm going to at least wipe out Phyrexia. The man who's wiping out the evil is the evil. Yeah, that's the villain. Totally. You can't get there logically. You have to twist facts, paint everything up and go, well, if I cherry pick these little examples, that's not how life works. That's not what makes a villain. You have to take the entirety of the character. So I don't care what anybody who hasn't read the book says. I don't care what anybody who has a surface understanding or a few of the points has to say, because they don't know shit. That's the deal. You're telling somebody who does know and has read the story in depth multiple times and done a 4.5 lore video series abridging it, has read all of the novels across the series of Urza, and let's be very clear, because people are fucking super two-dimensional now. Urza does a bunch of messed up stuff. He makes choices that are terrible, that are knee-jerk and lead to awful results. And that's incredibly human. That's actually what makes for a compelling story. You make mistakes, you try and fix them, you make more mistakes. That sounds like life, right? But hey, whatever, man. Heroes got to be perfect now, right? Did you do anything wrong at all? You can't be a hero. The only thing you can do wrong as a hero now is not believe in yourself. I didn't believe in myself, but then I got the courage to believe in myself. My biggest flaw is fear and not believing in myself. It's so empty. So yeah, if you're somebody who has the emotional depth of a 4-year-old, then yeah, Urza's a villain, sure. Shimon says, keep being dope and stuff. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. So yeah, if you have like no emotional depth or don't bother, like you don't care about the story, then sure, think Urza's a villain. But if you have a functioning brain and know the story, you can't think Urza's the villain. It's logically impossible. It's a point. It's so stupid, but it's become very, very, very trendy to hold that position because people are stupid and weak and they will say what gets them approval. So they'll be like, yeah, I know Urza's a villain too. Is he? You're an idiot. You're an idiot. Either you're uninformed or you're stupid. Those are the only two ways you can think Urza's a villain. And I'm assuming most of the people, it has to be you're uninformed. Because it's so blatant, how the fuck do you think the guy fighting against the multiversal evil that's trying to take over everything is the villain? But some of the things he did was bad. And villain! No, you've been raised on the internet. See, life's a lot more subtle than that, but it also requires energy and thought. So don't hurt yourself. You go ahead and think that Urza's a villain, and while you're at it, think I'm a villain for not being able to understand that Urza's a villain, because it's much easier to just go black and white. Everybody wins, right? I don't like that shit. Urza ain't no villain. He is not a villain. All right, well, I've got a video to make, so thanks for coming and hanging out. I will drop the video over on the Historian, and then tonight, because it's over there apparently, whoa! And then tomorrow, tonight we'll do a 5,000 subscriber celebration live stream here for good times, all right? Bwah, bwah, bwah. Is Yawgmoth the hero because he struggled? That's it. Man, dude, who knows? Yawgmoth, #Yawgmoth did nothing wrong. All right, see you later.